always good to see. So today I'm going to be talking about politics and data science, two topics which don't really seem that related, but actually in recent years, sort of intersection between politics and big data has permanently sort of shaped the way that elections work. So what that means for us is that the outcome of the 2020 presidential election will be directly impacted by big data. So I know that's kind of a huge buzzword, but literally all that big data means is large quantities of data, just for your information. So basically today I'm going to give a quick overview of how data sort of impacts elections and our vote, sort of the pros and cons of this, and finally, and most importantly, what we should really be doing about it. Alright, so how this works. So essentially, political campaigns will plow through national databases full of information on American voters. So stuff like race, gender, like location, like political views, stuff like that. And then we'll use that to create targeted campaigns that are meant to direct themselves towards like individual groups of people in order to like get the maximum benefit and the maximum likelihood that those people will then vote for that candidate. So what are the pros of this? So I guess the main thing, the best like way that this works is that politicians are then better able to understand the needs of the voters. So there is a constant flow of information nowadays between the voters, like the voting populace and politicians. So at least in theory, they will better be able to adapt policies to the needs of the people. However, there is a caveat, so that brings me to kind of like the main con of this, which is that there is a constant flow of information coming from the voters to the elected officials. And so while in theory this means that they could adjust policies to better reflect our needs, a lot of times what ends up happening is that they'll in return give us what we want to hear. And the problem with that is that we don't know what they're telling our neighbors, we don't know what they're telling our friends, so there's inconsistency in the promises that they are making to people. So kind of like to sum it all up, we have to realize that in elections nowadays we are often being reduced to data points. And this can be a good thing, it also can be a bad thing. It really depends on the way that this is used by the people who control the algorithms. So remember that big data algorithms aren't going anywhere. It's unrealistic to expect that people will just get rid of them because they are very useful in many ways. And I kind of have three sort of key takeaways for you guys, what you should focus on. So first off, ask questions, inform opinions. So you should be asking, how is my data being collected, how are they using it, and you should decide, do you care about this topic? Does it make you angry? Do you think that it's a good idea, or somewhere in between? Second, demand accountability. The people who control the algorithms have the power, so they should be held responsible if this does cause problems in the future. And third and finally, I encourage everyone to engage in the democratic process. So in the age of campaign algorithms, our data is our most valuable resource, so I encourage everybody to use it to advocate for yourself.